why you feel the way you do. It's about where you feel it. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Mystical Mastery Mondays with me, Vic, your favorite spiritual awakening coach. And today, we're going to get into what it means to release our emotions, to truly get in there, because we're trying to align with things that like being in true freedom and living the life that we want to live and living an abundant life. But in order to align it, when I say align, I'm really talking about an energetic alignment to that. We literally have to be able to release the emotions that have been stored from our own past experiences and even beyond that, that we've inherited through our genetics. And so, in order to do that, we truly, truly, truly need to get into a practice of releasing the emotions. You've seen it, you've heard me say it in pretty much every video that I make. I always kind of make a point about this because I feel like this is the number one thing that we need to get into to be able to release these emotions. Um, it's the priority. Before we actually affirm what we want, before we tune into all the possibilities of our lives and trying to manifest that, we need to release whatever's stored, because that's the stuff that's actually blocking us from getting to where we want to go. So in order to do that, the first thing that we got to do is we got to identify when we're in triggers, right? And you're in a trigger when you are in a level of fear. You might be judging someone else or other or yourself, complaining, blaming, just in that situation of just being in a heightened emotion. And usually when people are in this emotion, they're always thinking like, why do I feel like this? How am I supposed to get over this? I thought I already got through this. And we kind of get into a spiral of thinking that, we shouldn't be feeling the way we do. And I'm here to tell you that, like, none of that matters. Like, when we get into that situation, we're just kind of spiraling off in a certain direction, and none of that truly matters. What really matters more than everything is where it's located. So once you can identify that you're triggered, right? Once you identify that you're in a certain emotion, the trigger is actually telling you that there's something deeper that needs to be released. The trigger is telling you that you have a stored emotion. It may seem like it's the outside circumstance, and it has, and the outside, the current situation that's happening is making you feel that way, is is causing you to feel that way to some degree. But to the extent that you're feeling it is actually based in deep rooted stored emotions. And so after you notice you're in a trigger, the next thing to do is to locate where you feel it in your body, right? So usually it's in your stomach, or it's in your diaphragm or your chest or your throat. Usually it can also, I mean, it may be also in your shoulders or in your back. You can kind of locate these in different locations. So in order to do this, you literally need to close your eyes. Close your eyes and literally go into your body and find where you feel that tension, that tightness, that there's a sensation. And when we talk about these little areas, this is really representative of our chakras or our energy centers. And so usually, like, it's in our lower stomach area. When you see it there, especially, that's like the source of usually our deep rooted emotions. So when you notice you're in a trigger, you close your eyes. You're literally putting your awareness into your body and just seeing where you feel it. And when I've told people to do this, sometimes, a lot of times, they say, I feel it in my head. Well, if you feel it in your head, you're in your head. And we're not trying to be in our heads when we're doing this. We're actually trying to be in the body. So you're literally putting your awareness into your body so that you can actually locate where you feel these sensations. And so the sensation, so once you find it, say, in your stomach, the next thing you got to do is you really got to put your awareness in that area. And I always say to have an intention, like you have this intention to let it go. And so as you're putting that attention in that area, you're really intending for this emotion to be released. And this intention isn't like, I'm ready to let this go. It's not like a firm kind of thing. It's more of like I'm ready to let this go. It's a calm intention. And so you close your eyes and you go into that space and you're just intending on letting this go. Now, from that point, you're going to notice that that energy starts changing. So it might be swirling around, and it might be coming up. You might start feeling it in multiple places. So be aware of that, and see, where, and keep focusing on those areas that you feel it. And with the intention to release, it's going to come up. It's going to come up, possibly up to your throat, and towards your mouth. And when you're in that space, you you might cry once it comes up. You might feel this sense of sadness or anger or anything that comes up, and just let it happen. Let yourself feel whatever's coming up and let it come out. Sometimes it's not that intense. Sometimes it's not that you're really angry or that you're really anything. It might just end up like just coming out as like energy, or a yawn, sometimes even a burp or something like that. And that's totally cool. These are all just, we're all different. We're all releasing different things. So just know that whatever it is, whether it's really intense or not, just as long as you're feeling this emotion kind of coming up your body and then it comes up, then you're releasing. So that last step is really allowing yourself to release it, really allowing yourself to to let it go and to come out of you, and you'll feel it come out in this many different ways I just explained. After that, you're going to feel a sense of lightness. You're going to feel more relaxed. You're going to feel okay. And and so once that happens, uh, there's a level of clarity. We're more connected to our intuition. Your thoughts around whatever that was upsetting you is going to be more clear. You're going to have more of a direction. And so this is a far more efficient way to deal with your emotions, especially when you're triggered, rather than just going into a spiral of thinking, why do I feel like this? And I shouldn't be feeling like this, and all that kind of stuff. We really want to get into the space of just locating where you're feeling it, looking where you feel it, and allowing it to come up with your intention. And you got to be a little patient, right? It might not happen in a second or in 10, 20 seconds. Like it might take a minute or a couple of minutes, but you'll see it move. You'll see the changes. So just to recap a little bit, when we're doing this to align to our greatest possibilities so that we can attain true freedom, true abundance, and really live a life in connection with the divine. And so, in order to do this, right, a great way is when you're triggered, notice you're in the trigger. Don't get lost in why you're feeling that way. Really notice you're in the trigger, and then locate where you're feeling it in your body. Literally locate what location it is. Remember, it could be in your throat, in your chest, in your stomach, your diaphragm, or it might end up somewhere else. But and then really intend on letting this go and allowing it to come up and be felt, and then finally release it however it wants to be released. It's you really don't have control over that. You really don't need to know. Just as long as you're guiding it out of you is what you need to do. Um, so that's basically what I got for today. This is all about helping us tune more into our intuition, and you're going to get a lot more clarity the more and more you do this. And I really recommend that this is done daily, as often as you can, as often as you can notice when you're triggered, and just see what happens when you try this out. Um, and so if this landed, if you like this, if you have any questions that you want me to reiterate more on this process, please ask me, and write a comment, or you can even send me a message or whatever you feel. And so with that being said, always remember, guys, to be here right now where your extraordinary life begins. Thank you very much, and have a great day.